Kansai Kollective. West side of Japan, we out here coolin', Zane and Nessa got connections. We know you got questions.
Got the time, got the watch. Don't believe me, just watch. Back again. Back in the studio. As always, thank you for stopping in to another episode of the Kansai
Kollective.
Attaboy.
Wow, you sound like what is it, like the FM radio?
My FM radio voice. Thank you for joining us tonight on another episode of the Kansai Kollective.
Very soothing.
I hope so. I think my voice is kind of annoying. Props to all of our podcast listeners. Guys, as always, it's Asa Questenberry. Join with me, my co-host to the right, my boy
Zane, live in the Kansai.
Bringing you the FM voice tonight. So, you guys know where we're at. We're always here at the deck in Osaka, Honmachi,
We love
Japan.
the deck. We love it.
Our producer, manager, Morisawa-san, giving us this space, this wonderful studio to come in here
Grateful.
and make it happen. We appreciate you. Tomo, thank you again for giving us this opportunity. As always, a big shout out to our producer, Aaron, and our sponsors, Edge Wilderness, Hinomaru Japan, and Dronex Kabushi Gaisha.
Yeah, congratulations, man, on getting plugged into the plug and play, man.
Plug and play. Oh, yes, we've had a little bit of development with my company.
Oh, he's getting red. He's getting embarrassed.
Cool. Kind of embarrassed. I try to separate the business and the podcast, but
nah, man, we should definitely
step by step, right?
Yeah, recognize that you're doing big things out here in the Kansai.
Appreciate it. My man Zane as well, starting to get some sales going, getting into the business. So Zane's evolving from this creative genius into
like
this
a Pokemon.
like a Pokemon.
I'm a Charmander right now, and I'm about to turn into a chameleon. Wait, what is
Charmeleon?
Charmeleon, whatever, man. Come on. When's the last time?
Super Lizardo. If you know about the
that what
Japanese
it's
name,
called?
the best part about Pokemon in Japan is learning the Japanese names of Pokemon.
Okay.
For example, Charmander, Charmeleon, and Charizard is it's like something Lizardo, lizard, and they're like, what do we call the big one? Super Lizardo. That's the one thing I love about Japanese is just like the simplicity of some of the names. Like, what's a volcano?
Facts.
Volcano. Fire mountain. Cool.
Yeah, or mittens or gloves or whatever. Teibukuro, handbags.
Handbags. that's a great one as well. But yeah, what do we call this lizard? Lizard. What do we call the big one? Super lizard.
It's interesting because Pikachu transferred over to just straight Pikachu.
It is weird how some of them we chose to just go with it. I think I would love to know why. Like, why did we keep some of the names and why did some become like Charmander?
And we say Pokemon and they say Pokemon. Pokemon.
Pocket the monster.
Yeah, Pokemon monster.
Life is cool. Contradictions of
What
plenty.
was your favorite?
Snorlax.
Did you have the Game Boy?
I had every Pokemon.
Oh, word.
Big
you had
Pokemon
Snorlax? You like Snorlax?
No, he's the best one, bro. He just sleeps
I liked
all day.
Hitmonchamp.
Fire.
What is it? Hitmonlee too,
Hitmonlee, Hitmonchamp,
right?
Kickmonlee.
Oh,
That's that one. No, I don't think so.
And Blastoise.
Blastoise.
I always, loved water.
Are you going to get the new one? They just revealed the new generation.
No, I have no time
Pokemon
for games.
Scarlet and Pokemon Violet. Nintendo, give us a sponsorship.
They doing their thing.
Dude, they've released, people can't keep up. They released like 3 Pokemon games in the last year. Pokemon Snap, Pokemon Arceus.
Oh, that's true.
They changed. I don't know if you know, brother. Now it's like open world. Okay. Now
like
you
Grand
see
Theft
the
Auto?
you see the
that's
Pokemon,
dope.
Pokemon Arceus. Yeah, I haven't played a Pokemon game in quite a bit, but I was like, that's kind of
Because they started off with the primary colors, right? Red, blue, yellow. Was there a green?
There was
like
red,
a
blue, and
Pokemon-
green.
There was a green?
I think so. No, maybe green was no. I'm not sure. You guys, there was originally Pokemon Yellow,
Yes.
which was with Pikachu.
The
And Pikachu followed you around,
And then red.
and then blue, red and blue. I think it had a Blastoise and had a Charizard. And
What was the Pokemon you picked when you first started, bro?
Squirtle.
Squirtle. Yeah.
Squirtle is OG, man. I mean, I used to watch TV show too. If you remember the Squirtle with the sunglasses, OG, super OG.
Nah, I felt like a lot of people chose Charmander too. Like he was the most popular. Was that the case in Delaware?
I don't know, guys. What do you think? Tell us. Drop some comments. What were your favorite Pokemon starter? Are you a fire, water, grass? Let us know. Pokemon, definitely.
Big
I
facts.
like props to Nintendo. You know, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Big facts.
Right? They're like, what
That's
should we release
Japan
this
right
year?
there, culture. Yeah.
So this, man.
But I was a big Mario fan, man. You didn't play Mario?
Like that's actually, I'll give a little funny family story. My parents were super against video games when I was a little kid. They're like, video games are the devil.
Rebelled.
My grandmother, who I lived next to, collected classic video games.
Wow, that's cool.
She would go to these yard sales and find old video games. Sega Genesis, Atari, Pac-Man machines. Yeah, I mean, you name it. And for Christmas one year, I think I was like 5, but she snuck into our, because we lived next to her, and she snuck into our house Christmas Eve when everyone was asleep, and she put a Super Nintendo wrapped under the Christmas tree with like 30 games.
Wow, that's dope.
So when the 5-year-old is opening his presents from Santa Claus, you can't take it away from him. So that's how I became a gamer. My grandmother snuck it into my Christmas. So appreciate Grammy. Love you.
Yo, was Mario
The first one I played.
He was Italian, right?
Yes. He's an
Okay.
Italian plumber.
That's
It's a me.
right.
Mario.
Right? That's so
Luigi.
cool
His
that
name's
Japan,
Mario.
Japan came up with that character,
Yo,
bro.
I watched a
And he saves a princess.
there's
Italian plumber saves a princess.
from a giant turtle.
That was-
God, you gotta love Japan's storylines. Fantastic.
Man, I mean, Mario was literally my childhood, bro. Like
Summed up. Pokemon and Mario.
You know, Mario, and then like Super Mario, where you can ride the Yoshi, and you could get like a cape. You get a cape and you could fly, bro.
Yes.
And then you had like a raccoon.
The Tanuki. It was a Tanuki.
Oh, right.
It makes sense when you're in Japan because it flew.
Oh,
And
okay.
Tanukis fly
Wow.
with their balls. If you don't know
Their
about that
balls.
story, go check out
the
Japanese Tanuki folklore. It's a giant raccoon dog with heavy
Balls.
testicles. So heavy that they allow him to fly. And he flies. They flutter. He flutters in with his testicles and he saves people. He rescues
That's so
people from
fire.
disaster.
I love it. And then you could be Fire Mario too, man. And then you could be Metal Mario. Yo, no joke, bro. Super Smash Bros. Oh my
Classic.
god. Me and my friends would have a ball.
You know,
on
it's
that, bro.
still the most. It's like the most competitive fighting game, like competition wise. It's like the most common.
Super Smash Bros.
Like,
Yeah,
still
man.
today,
What?
like,
That's.
yeah.
Oh man, I remember crying over that.
Just rage. The first rage quit of every young kid's life in America.
Yeah, man. Like, did your parents ever take away your game systems, bro?
Yes.
When would they take
course.
them away?
I don't know if I did anything stupid, I would lose
Yeah.
access to games. Typically.
God, right? And you
Classic.
remember like the little problems that you would have with like the Nintendo. So like you take out the cartridge, sometimes it wouldn't work. So you
Tap on
take it
it.
out, blow on it. You know what I'm saying?
What was the best part about that was like everyone had their own like techniques. Like, nah, man, you got to smack it 3 times and like and flick it back here. And the other was like, nah, man, you just hit that thing like a harmonica.
Yo, and then right, oh man, because you had Blockbuster back then. Did you guys have Blockbuster?
Yes, I was a Blockbuster fan. I lived
Big facts.
I lived 3 blocks from a Blockbuster. I think my 7th grade summer, man, I had like a little, I don't know, some weird little job, but I had money. I remember I had money, and if you're a guy listening, you understand Xbox 360. You understand the gamer score, where you get these achievements. I had a 60K gamer score because in the game, typically an achievement's like 10 points. So I had 60,000 because for like a summer and a half, I would just like every week I would just go to game like Blockbuster, rent a game, and I was in 7th grade and I had nothing to do. I just played video games with my friends all day long, every day.
That's a fact. Well, like for me, we would first go outside, right? Outside was definitely the place
Outside
to be.
was lit too.
Yeah, right? But then, right? Then you would come inside
The
after.
streets of New York.
And then you would play video games with your friends. And like first, because you got to think about, I don't know about you, bro. Nintendo 64 was my main system. Like that was when I was a
Classic.
gamer.
Classic.
You know what I'm saying?
Pop that thing in the top, boom, ready to play.
But you were able to play with 4 people.
And they had that goofy little controller,
Nah,
man.
that was so
Classic.
deep. That was fire. I think there was like an extension where you could play with 8 people in some games.
That's one thing I think the younger generation, when you listen, one thing I think you guys will never comprehend is multi-screen or split-screen gaming with your friends.
Wow, that's true.
Can't do it these days. It's all online. I don't even think they build that in. Did you ever have LAN nights?
LAN nights was
LAN. I forget why we called it LAN, but LAN is like I would bring my TV and my video game console to my friend's house.
Okay.
And because we don't want to play on the split screen, we want our own TV. I would steal my parents' TV, bring it to my friend's house, plop it into my friend's living room, and we would have
Your parents would let you do that?
It was a tiny little TV. And this is like more as a teenager, not when I was younger, of course. But yeah, we had LAN nights. You bring your TV, you bring your games, you all plug in, and you've got your own. This is a common thing.
That's
common
dope.
thing.
I know what me and my friends would do. We would meet at my friend's house where his parents was just mad cool, let a lot of people come over there, and then we'd play GoldenEye. With that 4 split screen.
I feel like every kid had the same childhood. If we're talking about this, yes, everything you're saying, man, is yes, definitely.
Oh my god, that game was very addictive.
Odd Job with the hat. You throw a hat at people and kill them.
I
Remember
never.
him? He's one of the characters you could play.
word.
Odd Job. He had a hat. You could throw it as like a metal brim hat. It was like an instant kill if you hit people.
word.
With, it was so cool.
Wasn't it like the golden gun too?
Yeah, the one shot goal.
Okay.
So classic. What do you guys think? Tell us, what was your favorite childhood video game, like your session video game, something that you'd plug in and hours would fly by. I had a lot of the classic Nintendos, but then Halo came out.
Oh,
Halo,
yeah, that was huge.
Halo 3, man,
was
was
huge.
a large chunk of my life. And back to Nintendo, what's crazy, man, is like they're still selling all the same stuff. They've been raking in that nostalgia cash for
Now,
years.
yeah, like let's also point out the fact that Nintendo was started in Kyoto, and you can go see the original building out there.
Did you?
Yeah,
Really?
man.
I didn't know. I assumed Tokyo.
No.
It's a Kansai own
It is a Kansai Kyoto-based
company.
man.
It also has some of the strictest copyright and infringement. We might get banned just for talking about it. Who knows? Oh yeah, there's no streamers for any Nintendo games because they won't let you. Yeah, you can't stream like it. You can't post videos about it. You can like game clips. Like it all has to come.
That's
very Japanese.
Nintendo is so fire, bro. Because I mean, like every Nintendo system was really fire to me, pretty much. Besides the
Wii
GameCube.
U. The GameCube was pretty dope.
It was all right, but it was different. It was way different. That's when you started getting into the CDs.
Yeah. It wasn't cartridges anymore.
Yeah.
Right.
And like they usually just did like funny like character games.
Tons of goofy. Well, Japan does that so well, right? Japan's like really good at making goofy characters, mascots. It's like they just got a niche for it.
Well, I know, like when I was younger, one way that my mom and I would bond was playing Mortal Kombat on like Super Nintendo.
That is awesome.
Right?
Who's your classic Mortal Kombat character?
Woo! Personally, I was a Reptile fan, man. I love Reptile. I don't know why. You take off the mask,
cool,
spit some acid at your face.
Cool.
You
I
feel me?
liked Raiden.
Raiden's fire too.
Raiden was cool.
Of course, right? Did you remember the guy when you do the uppercut and then he comes out and he goes, "Whoopsies"?
No.
Get out of here.
It wasn't Jax. No.
No, get out of here. It wasn't a player that you played with. I think it was somebody on the Mortal Kombat team, right? So if you uppercut somebody, like if it's like a counter, it was a counter, and you uppercutted them, he would come. No, he would come out from the side, and he was just like a guy.
Oh,
in
it was like a built-in. Oh no, hold on.
And he was like, "Whoopsies."
No.
You never seen that, bro?
No, I can't even. Dude, my brain's got so much stuff filling here.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
we gotta. If you guys listen, send us some clips of this. Prove Zane's memory is correct. Show me the whoopsie built-in game kind of display.
Oh my god. I mean, and that came from Japan too. That's another game from Japan. Mortal Kombat.
Man, games came from Japan.
Yeah. What else? Street Fighter, right?
Street Fighter, Tekken.
I love that how like they build people's personalities like from different areas, right? You had the big sumo dude, you know what I'm saying, and then you had like Guile.
Like, let's just take every stereotype of a person.
Yeah, it was so fire though. So like Nintendo was just huge. Xbox was dope to me as well, but Nintendo definitely made my childhood.
It was everyone. It was nostalgia, man. Nintendo is nostalgia. What's your favorite Nintendo game? Top of your head. Don't even think about it. What comes to mind?
Well, again, probably Smash Brothers.
Legend
bro.
of Zelda.
I never got into that.
It's-
Everyone, there's
you
diehard
are-
fans, but
Dude, it's been voted the best game ever. Like
Why,
multiple.
though?
It's
Why?
just this Nintendo Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time was just it was so years ahead of everything at the
why?
time.
What? Like I never. Okay.
Storyline,
Storyline.
you know, it was an adventure fighting game. It had puzzles, mysteries.
okay.
It was the first full package, right? And it was 3D as well. It wasn't like you're playing on like a 2D screen. So at the time, it was the first time, in my opinion, that a game was a story.
Okay.
It wasn't
okay.
just this
Right,
like
okay.
you plug in, you play, and you're done. Like it was. I forget how they it was almost like, not to say it's art, but in a sense it was. I mean,
Right.
it was a interactive art. It was a story that it was so deep. I mean, man, at the time you could put in 60 hours in the game. I mean, it was.
Wow.
I imagine so. It took me 8 years to beat that game.
So
because
it's difficult. It's very difficult.
I mean, there's puzzles, and this is before the. I mean, I remember there was one website I would go to find walkthroughs or like cheats online. So like, if you didn't know what to do when you're 6 years old, like you just that was it. You were stuck until your brain. Yeah, I remember there's like one of the earliest scenes in like the game. You're in like not the training area, but like you're in this giant tree, and like you can't get through this area. And like basically there's a giant spider web, and you're like, what do you do? Well, you take a stick and you light it on fire by smacking a candle with your stick, and your stick's on fire, and then you light the thing on. But like I was 6, I did not. I'm smacking this spider web with swords and rocks, and I'm like, why? And I remember one day on accident, I lit it on fire, and it was like, I was like, oh my god, I've had this game for 3 years, and I've never been able to do anything. So. Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time is a classic.
Okay, I wasn't really into
Do
like those
yourself
puzzle
a favor,
games.
man. It's not a puzzle game at all.
Well,
It had puzzles, of course.
Okay.
But yeah. Oh, do yourself a favor. What do you guys think? Favorite Nintendo game? Let us know. Drop us some comments. Let us know. But Nintendo gaming culture has progressed so far.
Yeah, it's way past my time.
So far, man. I wish I could game more. I really do.
Yeah.
I have this horrible, I guess like I'm an adult now, where like when I'm working, I'm like, you work too much. You should relax. And then I relax and I'm like, you lazy get back to work. Like, either way, I just guilt myself into oblivion. It's horrible.
For me, it's like games, like you said, they build worlds for them now, like, and they're always expanding the world. So it's like you beat it, but then there's more that you can achieve, and there's more that you can do.
Spend more money.
Yeah, it's just way too much for me. I think games are really cool, and like you can make money being a gamer, bro.
No, not money. Like lots of money. Like more than professional athletes. But yeah, man, it's like the money they're making from esports these days is wild. I remember like when I was a kid, and I just can't imagine being a parent today, because like when I was a kid, my mom's like, you need to be outside. Like thankfully my parents forced me to play sports. I mean, I liked sports. So I had that kind of duality. I would play lots of sports, but I also loved gaming and techie stuff, right?
Okay.
But today you try and tell your kids, like, go play sports, games aren't going to take you anywhere. People making much more money playing games than they are playing sports. You got these dudes that are making millions of dollars playing Overwatch. You ever play Overwatch?
Nope.
That was my game before I came. I left all my games at home when I came to Japan. Geeked out. Oh,
Big geek
big
vibes.
otaku geek vibes. But when I came to Japan, I was like, I can't bring my video games. If I want to just play video games in my room, I should just do that here, not when I go to Japan. But before I came, Overwatch was my game. Super, super fun.
I'm sorry, this is kind of going somewhere different. Like, what is a geek? Like, what would you define a geek? Did you know you were a geek when you were young? Like, playing games like...
What's the difference between a nerd or a geek?
Nerd, geek. I feel like this nerd might... I seem...
Nerd is
like
negative.
Nerd is like smart, pants real tight. You love going to school and you got glasses. It's like kind of...
I think to me, nerd was like you were really smart, but you lacked the social skills. Okay. Whereas geek was more of like the types of interests you had could be like kind of geeky. Word. So I would say, I was kind of, I was geeky, but I was definitely geeky. I played video games. I watched anime. Like I ran around like a Naruto character.
Really?
Yeah. But all my friends did. It was fun. And now what's horrible, I was beaten so the younger generation can fly. Now if you don't like that stuff, you're the weirdo. Right. When I was a kid, we were the weirdos for liking anime and gaming culture.
But there's so because I wouldn't call it anime, because when I think of anime, I'm thinking just straight Japanese, like the very Japanese cartoons. But for me, like Powerpuff Girls, Rugrats,
cartoons are different, right?
Yes, they're very different, but it's so crazy, right? Because you can talk about them now, even though being a grown adult, and you still have respect for it. You know what I'm saying? You don't say, "Oh, I'm older now. I'm too cool for that." You know what I'm saying? Like you can still appreciate it for what it was.
Hey Arnold.
Oh my God, man! Please,
classic.
like, when I talk to some people they don't know. Right. They don't know what that is. I'm like, what?
What kind of horrible childhood did you have?
Right? Like
that's why they all watch anime these days, because Western cartoon quality is just horrible. I imagine.
The best last one we had that was really good was probably Adventure Time, right?
Adventure Time, but that was also like way more for adults than people realize. Like that one was like really like subtle, like and even not subtle. There was a lot of like very direct in nuances and innuendos. Adventure Time was awesome. But I think if I had to like, why is anime so popular these days? I think modern Western like when I was back home over the holidays, it's horrible. I see the stuff my little brother watches. I'm like, oh my God, this is just garbage. Like I would watch anime too. I still watch anime and manga. But
what channels does it come on? Like how did
Cartoon Network and Nickelodeon? They're still there. Of course.
Nickelodeon plays anime?
No. Oh, how do they find anime? No. Netflix. Netflix is kind of like that's like their weed dealer. They get some of the anime from Netflix.
Fire.
And then they end up
fire.
And then they end up on Crunchyroll. Crunchyroll is what's that? Crunchyroll is the world's largest anime streaming service.
Oh, wow.
Funny story about Crunchyroll. I don't know the name of the founder, but he has my respect. He was illegally pirating everything. Like he was illegally supplying all of the anime to everyone. Got so big that he went to the anime companies and was like, everyone's watching my channel. You should just officially partner with me.
That's fine.
So that I'm not stealing your stuff anymore, and you now have access to these people, because they were already watching from Crunchyroll before it was legit. So he just was like, he was so illegal that they had no choice but to work with him. So he kind of like pigeonholed the anime groups
I'm like
into a
curious,
corner.
Man, because like
Crunchyroll's got everything.
Anime is not in our native language, so you're comfortable.
Subtitles. Always. Can't watch it in English.
All right. Do you feel like the subtitles hit the point, the exact point?
Sub versus dub. Are you a sub person? Are you a dub person? What are you? This is an endless
dub
debate.
Is terrible.
Dub is definitely
Only time
terrible.
I like dub is like when I'm watching kung fu movies. You know what I'm saying?
Dub.
And they're like,
my name is Issa, and I'm here to defend my family.
Yes, that's fire. There was a time for that, right? But not now.
No,
Quality
dub
is too good.
I can't do dub, especially now that I know Japanese. I can't. I can't watch any dub.
Oh my God, Japanese dub to me is terrible, bro. You go see a like an American movie with the Japanese like they're putting the Japanese over it, they always use that same
Phrase.
type of voice. No,
Right.
the same voice, like "Boku wa Zenda." You know, like that really deep voice, and I'm like, so I don't like.
Love it.
You love
it. I love it. Love manga. Love anime. We've talked about this so many times. If you guys aren't watching, reading One Piece right now, I'm not going to spoil
He's a
anything.
fanatic, yeah.
Get Oda a Nobel Prize in literature. This man is a genius. I'm calling for it here. Get this man the Nobel Prize. Him and Murakami need the. Well, Murakami's already got one, but read some Murakami as well. Murakami's great. But yeah, I mean, it's what's cool. I think being, a young adult in Japan from the U.S. It has been really crazy in hindsight to see. How we talked about in the beginning of this episode, talking about from the gaming and now in the anime. It's crazy to see how our childhood experiences with Japanese culture has now completely blended into the modern situation with how interconnected the Japanese and at least and I know I'm not saying anime and gaming are only confined to the US, but how we're American. So we'll just frame it in that sense, right? But to see how big of an influence it has become and how much it's changed in a very, very short time. Like I said, going from being like the weird people that watch anime or play games to now it's like weird if you aren't like that. So it's been really interesting to see how they've kind of merged and come together. And now we have this weird Japanglish type vibe going on between the US and Japan.
Well, there's a lot of things like when I first came here that I didn't realize like how much Japan had an influence on me. Like
Tons.
For example, Three Ninjas. Did you ever see Three Ninjas? Or like the Karate Kid, you know what I'm saying?
Karate Kid, yep.
Power Rangers. Did you watch Power Rangers? That came from a Japanese show, you know what I'm saying? It's so cool to see like now looking back in hindsight, like wow, like Japan really has influenced me, and I can see why I love being here, you know what I'm saying? Because those same feelings that I had when I was a kid, I'm just more conscious of them now, and it's really cool to see like, wow, like what?
This has been a part of my life for such a long time.
Right? I'm very happy being here in Japan. How about you?
I mean, it's exactly what you said. It's I feel like not even at the pinnacle of this yet. I mean, but it's awesome now to be a little bit older and to see it and to see exactly that, how much of an influence it has as a kid, to realize it now, and then to be living in this kind of mixed cultural experience of being, in this country with having that kind of influence from a young age. But Japan did so good. And I talk about this all the time with my Japanese friends. It's like Japan sold Japan, and not in a bad way. Not to say it's sold itself. It's not a sellout, but it did such an amazing job of marketing media that has infatuated the whole world. I mean, there's so many. It's everywhere. Like for example, like One Piece. I talk about all the time, but like One Piece has been going on for like 24 years, and it has sold. It passed. I think it was Batman. It's the most sold comic book ever. One Piece. Yeah. That's like, and I think it passed it last year. Like it was the most sold. And to put in context, Batman and DC has been going on for a really, 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 really long time, right? So it just shows like the influence, and that's just one, right? So.
Japan is crazy, man. Like I just recently went over to like to Kill Mizudera, and that area is a tourist horror attraction. You know what I'm saying? Like you're gonna.
I'm sure they wouldn't appreciate you.
Think about that though. Like if you look at Kyoto, Kill Mizudera's like temple might be one of the first things like that they're showing you as a
Pops
picture.
Up. Right.
But I was just thinking like, yo, you cannot be in Japan for 2 weeks and really enjoy.
It's impossible.
You know what I'm saying? Like all these things that we experienced, and now that we can see living in Japan, like how it influenced us, you cannot really understand how much influence it has on you just being here in 2 weeks. So I just want to say like, yo, if you guys plan to come to Japan, Yo, you
should.
need at least 4 weeks, man.
I always tell
no
people
joke.
2 weeks at the very, very
That
minimum.
is like, yo,
because you're gonna be jet lagged for 3 days, most likely. Right.
But no, like, it's just impossible because in Kiyomizu-dera, that little area, man, you could spend the whole day there. Literally the whole day.
Just that part
and
of Kyoto.
Still, no, not even that. Yeah, just like that. There's like a
street.
like a path. Yeah, street. With all tons of different stores, many cool little side temples to see around in that area. Yo, yeah, like that's
Come
like
to Japan. Give yourself some time.
Yeah, 10% of Japan.
What I always tell people, they're always like, "What do you love most about Japan?" And like to me, it's not the temples, it's not the culture stuff. It's something that you'll never be able to experience as a tourist here. It's to me, the beauty of Japan comes in the very, very small things every day. Like that in a tourist sense, you won't get because there's no formality to it. It's so strange to you. You're just so overwhelmed. But it's like, it's a quiet train ride in the afternoon with the sun going through the shades of the window. It's stopping into a kombini on the late night with your friend. There's so many things that are just the small little instances of life in Japan that make it special. So when you come to Japan, give yourself some time because you're gonna need it to take it all in.
And come to Kansai first because there's a lot of culture and you're gonna get
Nintendo.
That's true. Here. You can see the founding building
of Nintendo. So if you're a gamer, if you're a manga fan, if you like Japan,
if you're a nerd,
come here.
If you're cool,
let us
really
know.
Don't matter.
Come to the Kansai, come to Osaka, send us some messages. We'll be happy to give you guys information, make your trip here special. As always, thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Kansai Collective. If you guys like this episode, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, share. Tell your friends, post it on TikTok. Check out our TikTok, which we've now got up and running. Show some love, guys. We'll see you again on the next episode here at the deck. Peace.
Kansai Kollective. West side of Japan, we out here coolin', ain't